Yo, that shit bussin'. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the number one super run podcast in the universe. You guys know us as the Illest Podcast, but people also know us as the Sexy Duo.
Oh, who's saying that about us?
I don't know.
Everyone? All the rumors? TMZ is releasing articles
TMZ.
about us? Anyway, today we have a friend of mine and co-worker, but a lot more than just a co-worker. We have Husayn on the show. So you're really into art. Let's get right into it. I met him working campus safety, and he showed me some of his art, and it's some exceptional stuff. So let's talk about how you got into the art field in general.
Started out little, copied my dad, so he used to write on all the bills, and so I just take the paper, just copy it, and then that's how it started, and then just keep on going to this point.
Yeah, so I started out with drawing on dollar bills, is what you're saying?
No, not drawing on the bills, envelopes.
Oh, okay.
Random pieces of paper.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I used to do that too when I was younger.
Yeah.
I would just start drawing. I would get a pencil and I would just start drawing my little anime characters.
Yeah, that's kind of what you were doing.
Yeah, just my dad, he drew, so his stuff was a little more complex, and I would take his and then I would just copy it, and well, that would improve you really fast if you just copy somebody else. So yeah, that's how I got started, and then continued on, got into graffiti a little bit, and yeah, that's how I got here.
Graffiti, outside graffiti on
Yeah.
So you have any stories about that, almost getting caught or anything?
No, I only tagged the bus sign, so mine's isn't as extreme as most graffiti artists, climbing on buildings or whatnot. I tagged the bus stop. I was writing SIK for a while until in Jersey they got this billboard. It's maybe 150 feet up in the air over the highway, and somebody else wrote SIK, and I was like, oh, there it goes. I stopped writing it. But yeah, that's how I got started almost.
Yeah, and now you're doing a lot of digital art too. Is that right?
Yeah, it's you don't have to carry pens and pencils, so it's really convenient, and then you can post it and whatnot. People can see it. So, but usually I write on paper, do a little digital.
So you prefer paper, but digital, something just easier?
Yeah, I'll transfer, but digital is a lot easier because you can have your iPad wherever you go.
Yeah.
As opposed to pencils and paper. Sometimes it's not that accessible. So
Yeah, I know, because I used to draw a lot, in high school and, right before college. So I would actually, always have a drawing pad with me in my bag. And then sometimes I'll just take it out to start sketching.
We're in the digital age.
We are, but I still prefer, paper and pencil.
There's something about that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I do too.
It's for my iPad. I just saw this thing. It's because I started taking digital notes just so I have them all with me in one place. But there's apparently a screen protector that when you're writing on it, it feels like you're writing on paper.
Yeah,
really?
paper light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use the same thing, but we're not advertising that, are we?
Oh,
No.
we're not.
No free
sponsored.
sponsorships.
Yeah, no free sponsors. But do you use it?
Yeah, I do. It's really writing on a screen is the worst because it's writing on glass.
Yeah.
And so your brain is so used to writing on paper that it's a weird connection when you're writing on a screen. Yeah. So putting that screen protector on there definitely changed how I draw change how I draw digitally.
Yeah. Does it feel a lot better?
Yeah, it feels crazy different.
Is it night and day or?
It's night and day. Plus that Apple Pencil and that paper, I don't know, it goes together. Whoever made it did a good job.
I might have to get copy because I don't like typing notes. If you've ever seen me, I don't type notes, because I know we sit next to each other in almost every class.
Mm-hmm.
Or we have a little bromance.
Rubane doesn't type notes. He just doesn't take notes, period.
Okay. I mean,
Anyway.
Wait, Eric, you remember from Dr. Watanis' class last semester, I would have different color pens with me. I always had 4 different color pens because I want my notes to be creative. So, I like taking digital notes because I could just change the color and like I can make little boxes, put them in places. But I need that feeling of like writing on actual paper.
I think it there's like a psychological thing too, where it's like you remember what you're writing a lot better if you're actually writing it on something as opposed to like typing it or
Yeah. Because typing, I'm just pressing buttons. I don't know what buttons I'm pressing. Like my brain's just like button. But it's like if I'm writing, I'm like it's going in my head twice because I'm thinking about it. Now I'm doing it, and then I'm thinking about it again. Oh, did I get it right? So it's like I don't know. I think it helps with like memorization skills.
No, it definitely does. It definitely does. But that paper light is that's it.
We're not a sponsored
we're not
video,
sponsored, but I'm just
it's
putting it
a
out
good
there.
product.
It's a good product. It's a real good product.
it's good enough. You got to shout it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Did you ever try getting into drawing or anything?
No, that's something I could never do. Honestly, I think my time for developing that like part of my brain just it's way too late for that. I do the pictures.
I don't think it's ever too late with either. Like,
It's not too late. It's not too late.
yeah, you just got to start off small.
We can do Illis Tries drawing. And Husayn, you can be our mentor as we go
I
through.
don't know about all that.
You can be Gordon Ramsay, but for drawing.
No,
Like,
heck
shot
no. Gordon Ramsay is too. That pressure is too much. You'd quit.
Well,
Yeah.
John Taffer's called the Gordon Ramsay of the bar and nightclub world. And he has a show called Bar Rescue.
Yeah, but he's. I don't know. I'm trying to protect my heart from having a heart attack, and that's like way too much yelling. You'll probably quit before we get anywhere. So, but I don't think it's too late though. I think that if it's something that you really want to do, then it'll be an easy pursuit. But if it's not something like you really want to do, like you're gonna pick it up and then you'll do it for like a week and then you'll probably drop it. So it's not too late though.
You talk about like wanting to do it. So you mentioned like why you started, like how you started, but like why do you keep drawing as you go through life? Like,
It became a place to kind of dump my emotions. So it's an easy place you can meditate there. Like sometimes the world like kind of evaporates the longer you sit in front of a piece, your issues or certain things start to disappear, and you become absorbed in what you're drawing. So maybe some of my art was reflective of dark times. Then your art reflects more of a happy time, or it reflects your society or whatever's going on around you. And so that's what keeps me doing it, like not for money or, if I never made a single dollar off of art, it wouldn't like stop me from doing it. So it's, some people journal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people do photography like yourself, and you might find yourself absorbed in that thing and all your problems seem to disappear. And then when you leave, there goes your problems right there.
it's back to the real world.
It's kind of like how like people also work on music. They'll sit down and like work on music because I think it's like a different part of the brain. I'm not a science guy, but like I think it's a different part of your brain from like everything else where you're like stressed or anything.
You get to sit down and focus on something. And
Yeah.
the creative outlet of being able to say what you want to say or like put your emotions into your work without being judged, kind of. People don't have to like listen to you and be like, oh, your problems don't matter or whatever. You just put it on paper.
Right.
And I know that, or sorry, you're going to say something?
No, go ahead.
I know that you've also dabbled in some music too recently. I see you and Eric working together.
Yeah,
Awesome stuff.
I mean, I like music. I consider anything you have to like use your mind to create, I consider that art. So if you're, I don't know, photographer, philosopher, whatever, like I consider that art. If you're a writer, that's just an art form. Graffiti kind of taught me that because there's like 5 elements of graph or graffiti, and hip hop is one of them. Skateboarding, breakdancing, graffiti writing. What's the 5th one? I can't remember the 5th one, but they're considered art forms. You know what I mean? So to get into music would be like consider considering taking on one of those art forms. So I think people get art kind of confused, thinking that you have to draw, and like whatever it is that you do passionately, I feel that that's an art.
I guess there is an
I
art in
get that,
everything. Yeah, they say even like doctors can be artists, like performing surgery in a way, or like.
I mean, in a way. Like,
Is that too far of a
is type
stretch?
art.
No,
Too-
that's not too far of
Yeah.
a stretch, because if you don't like being a doctor, please stay away from me.
Fair
It's
enough.
kind of like knowing how to drive a manual. It's an art that's being lost. Not many people know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that drifting, like
Oh yeah.
drifting. That's an art form. Like to be able to make the car like do all of that stuff.
Dude,
and
when it snows, there's a spot I like going to. It's a really nice drifting spot.
You're just sitting there in the parking lots or whatever.
Yeah,
just-
do donuts, do drift. Well, it's not. It's an undisclosed location, but
Do you play Tokyo Drift on the radio whenever you do it?
I could. I mean, dun, 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 dun. But no, there's a really cool
Right.
spot around here. I like going there and like just like drifting sometimes. I don't do like severely. I make sure that it's a safe environment. If you are gonna like do it, like it's illegal in some places, but there are locations that are like, hey, you're allowed to legally do this here. But just make sure there's no cars around, there's no people around, and just like keep an eye out, like if you're gonna do it.
Yeah, I think I know where you drift. I think I've seen it before. The aftermath. In the snow, nothing like crazy.
No, yeah. No,
I think I know exactly
burning
where he's
tires and
going
all
with
that
this
stuff,
spot.
I don't do it because tires are expensive. I'm a college student. Like, I don't
Yeah.
got money to just buy tires like that. So it's like, I only do it when it snows out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair enough. I think I know exactly where he does it, but that's fine. I don't care.
I'm trying to keep
personally.
it a secret where I do it.
I'll keep it secret for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you like made your own music for a little bit, right? I know you were making beats for a little bit. Did it ever expand past that?
Well, like some years ago, we was like in a rap group, and we used to do like performances, I guess. So we did a couple of those. That was pretty fun, just to be on stage and perform your music. It's nerve wracking a little bit, but it's like, I don't know, like when you're finished, it's like a type of high or whatever. Like you get off stage, like, yo, I just really spit my bars like crazy, and people are like going crazy or whatever. And then, but that was the short end of it. After that, no, I didn't really make music. I like freestyling on my own time. Like I listen to some instrumentals and then kind of like freestyle. Another mental exercise that I like to do, just to blurt out whatever, and then
Yeah.
you know what I mean, nobody hears it. So that's pretty cool.
I tried freestyling when I was in middle school.
In middle school.
How did
Yeah.
it go?
I was really garbage, but I got good for a moment. But then I stopped doing it. I just lost it. Like same thing with beatboxing. I used to do it all the time when I was younger.
I used to know a beatboxer who was incredible. I'm like, I don't know how you make all those noises like at the same time. You're
Yeah.
like layering, just using your mouth. It's wild.
Reverb, echoes,
Yeah.
delays.
But what made you stop?
I joined the military, so
Oh.
I don't know. It don't pay the bills.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be something like you have to. It's an art form, and you have to like immerse yourself, regardless. Did I like rapping so much that if you know what I mean, like I didn't do it as a career, like would I continue on? Like absolutely not. So that's kind of why I stopped. And if you're in a group of like 5 people or 4 people or whatever, and you're dependent on that group making music, if you all go in different directions, the likelihood of you continuing on is like, it's kind of slim. So that's kind of why I
Kind of
stopped.
like One Direction.
Split up.
Why
This
was
would-
One Direction the first band you thought of?
Because like the only person you kind of like still hear about from One Direction is Harry Styles.
And that's the one who didn't care if he made music
Yeah.
and got paid for it.
Well,
It's probably
Niall
the-
Horan's gonna be on The Voice.
I mean, but still, like, what about like how many people were there in it? Like 5?
There was 5.
5, right?
Zayn
So, like-
Malik, Niall Horan, Harry Styles, Louis Tomlinson, and Liam Payne.
Okay, but like, how many of them are still like big in the music industry? Just like Harry
They've all
Styles.
made singles.
But like still big.
Like big. Like Harry Styles is the only person that girls go crazy after. I don't care about the other
Yeah, but
ones.
no one's Harry Styles besides Harry Styles.
I mean,
That's the point.
true. I mean, I go crazy after Harry Styles if it's the right song. But like, it's like, no, I get that. It's, you want to, if you are a part of something, you want to be able to kind of like distinguish yourself in a way where it's like, even if this were to stop, would you keep going?
Yeah. And obviously I ain't keep going, so that wasn't like, but I never stopped art. Maybe I stopped art for a little while, but I was like going through some, you go through something and it kind of float in that situation, and you don't know how long that'll last, but the pen has always been there. Like the pencil's always been there. The art's always been there, because I'm like how I look at the world. Like I'm kind of a reflective person, so art is like, yo, come back. So you get the doodling, and next thing you know, you're drawing all over again.
Yeah.
So it's something that never left. But like rap, like music, no, it's never like hit me like, yo, I need to really be making music again. Like, no, that's, and maybe pen and paper is a lot easier to pick up than beat and a microphone and get the recording.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah. And also like while you're working, it's easier to sit at the desk and draw. You can't really record while you're sitting at the desk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anywhere, doesn't matter where you could be on a train and bus, but you can't all right, I got this beat, let me just drop some. Oh, you can't. Like, I don't have a mic.
But some people, they write though. Like some people, they write a lot. Like there's people, filling notebooks up with rhymes. I got a friend. It's the most amazing thing that I've ever witnessed out of a person. They say Jay-Z has like all his lyrics in his mind. I met this guy, yo, and that's how I know the difference between like somebody who really likes like writing and making music. I met this dude. He has like, I'm talking about 20 to 50 albums categorized in his mind, all his. He has the melody, the beat, the hook. Like, it's insane. Like, he could do a whole album in front of you. You're like, yo, where are you pulling this from? And it's like perfection. Like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, if you'd have thrown a beat on, like, you'd have been like, yo, what is this? It's like sorcery.
He's just pulling it out.
No, some people, it's like Eric when he was like, oh yeah, I have perfect pitch. We're like, what? Like,
Yeah, that was the most. We never just like debriefed all that. That was
Yeah.
the most insane revelation I've ever heard. I think.
Perfect pitch? Like, how do you know that you have like a perfect pitch? Like, how do you?
Basically, you well, maybe we'll test like off camera or like between the episodes. But basically, you play a note in like a piano or something, and then
Yeah.
he can tell you what
he
note
could
it
tell
is.
you, he told us exactly what it was each time.
Yeah, like you meet people like that, and then your brain is like, like where are you getting that from? Then you meet somebody that can draw like exceptionally well, and you're as impressed as somebody with a perfect pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's like no, and that's what I mean like by artists, like people have something contained in them that you're just like amazed. Like photography, you probably could do something with a camera that any one of us who doesn't really use a camera can actually do. You know what I mean? Like your vision is like, you have like a heightened sense of vision that most might not have. Or what do you do?
What do I do? Better
You
question.
do YouTube, vlog.
What
you
do I not do?
something.
It's-
Yeah.
I do a lot. It's a little bit in there with music. I used to draw a lot. I'm trying to get back into it recently. Do a lot of fitness related stuff like in the gym, but like I create content and with that, YouTube videos. I've been doing those since I was like 12. I've been doing YouTube videos since then. Like
That's an art form, like editing.
yeah,
Shoot, some people.
I love editing.
You can get in front of somebody who can't edit, and you'll know the difference immediately.
Yeah.
That's why they don't make like TV commercials or anything.
It's like it's kind of like what you said. It's like, oh, I'm kind of like stressed, but like I sit down to edit, and it's all gone. Until this video is done, and I press finish and I press render, like all my like tensions are gone. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna put my headphones down. I'll be back to the real world.
Yeah, that's your art form right there. Like that's what you do. Like can nobody, I don't know that, and probably like that's an amazing, amazing thing to actually do that most people can't.
Yeah.
Like they want to make content, but they're like horrible editors. Like I'm not watching that.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm like the best editor. I'm okay.
But to be fair, like we're comparing ourselves to other people in the field. Like,
Yeah.
It's like
If you keep comparing yourself to someone, then you never truly get to be your own person.
that's a good point.
But
yeah.
it's like in our field, you have to kind of compare yourself.
I think you can take inspiration from other people, maybe.
Yeah.
But as far as like
Inspiration
comparing,
is a different thing. Actually, comparing yourself to them is entirely different.
that's
Setting
yeah,
expectations, but knowing how to limit yourself at the same time.
Yeah. But what I was referring to, it's kind of like, I mean, in the bodybuilding scene and like the powerlifting scene, you're constantly comparing yourself to others, but at the end of the day, you have to realize is that your progress is going to be a lot different from another person's. Like me and my friends, we all lift a good amount of weight. I have the weakest weight lifts out of all of us, but still at the end of the day, I have to look at it, I'm like, damn, I'm really pulling 400 pounds. Like yesterday, I was like kind of like messing around in the gym. I look at my friend and I do the Macarena and I just pick up 405 like nothing, and I'm just like, damn, normal people can't do that. It's like there's something wrong with me. I'm able to do this like that, but it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, and then my friend's like lifting 600. I can't even pick up 500 yet. So it's like I gotta compare, but at the same time, I gotta be like, okay, I'm in my own journey and he's in his own journey, and I'll reach that at some point. I might reach higher than that. It's kind of like similar in like when I'm in editing and I look at how you edit, and some of those edits are really sick. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that, but like I have a different form of doing it. It's not as creative as yours. That's when I kind of like try to take inspiration from that. But it's like for me, it's kind of like I have to compare myself in order to take that inspiration.
I get that. Yeah, but like as you was saying before, like you can appreciate different art forms the same, even though they're
Yeah.
different. Doesn't mean you can't appreciate them all like for what they are. Just because we have different styles of editing doesn't mean that either of us is better per se.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just different styles.
We used to do that, like when I was doing graffiti, like hanging out with other graffiti artists. Like we'll all be sitting in a room. Everybody's doing graffiti. Everybody's, working on their piece or characters. Some people can't do characters or whatever. But they would, like, if you don't hang out with those people, like, you'll never elevate.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to push you to a higher level. You know what I mean? Like, so you could start out, pretty good. But if you don't hang out with like an editor, if you guys aren't feeding off of each other, like there's like almost no growth. You know what I mean? If you don't go to the gym, use that kind of. But if you go to the gym, you see like somebody else is like really taking their fitness serious, then you're looking at that like, dang, I gotta level up.
Yeah,
Or I gotta, you get what I'm saying? And that's not like it's not to put yourself down, but it's something to like keep you going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's something to like elevate you. Because if it's not there, like what is there to kind of up your game to? You know what I mean? If you're your only comparison, then I think you might reach your maximum. But if you have other people to kind of look to strive, maybe that's not strive to. I don't know if that's like the right word, but it'll elevate you, help you grow your game.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what happened with the podcast. Kind of like we all had our ideas, but we never did anything with them because we weren't with the right group of people.
Yeah.
But as soon as we started assembling the right people and put them in the right places, it was like, oh, here we go. Now we have something going on for real.
Yeah, we're building and we're getting much better. It's like, I mean, I've said it before, but like comparing ourselves to episode 1, it's like we're much different on camera now than we were like back then.
And that was only like 5 months ago, not even.
That wasn't. Oh my God, we're
Maybe.
6-month anniversary for the Illest podcast.
Oh, you guys been doing this for 6 months?
That was just a guess.
Like
I think we're
five-ish months. Like what is it? We started
5.
October.
With
Yeah.
all you guys? All you guys been doing?
No, we've been
No.
Episode 2.
we've been building up
Yeah.
since
So it was at first. It was just me and Jason sitting. It wasn't this. It was like this was set up like a classroom, and we were like sitting
guys
right there.
You guys left it to
Oh, no, they're giving us markers for
Oh.
when the cameras are running out.
Oh, my bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
good,
know
good.
nothing. I'm like, yo, what's the hand?
Oh, yeah.
Well, freaking him out.
No, so yeah, it all started with just Jason and me just sitting in the corner and just recording, and then it went like a little higher each time, and then Dan came on as a cameraman, so we didn't have to like look at our cameras every couple of seconds.
Okay.
And then we were also monitoring the audio, and then after a while we were like, oh, it's so much easier to have someone else do it. Eric came in as an audio engineer,
Right.
and then after that, I think after that was Soren came on for a couple of episodes, but like, he would like be in and out, and then like Cam came on, and then Soren came on, and then Corey came on,
And now we have a live audience.
now we have a live audience.
Yeah, it's time to applaud. There we go.
I don't think they could hear it.
So we've been building up, and that's kind of what we're talking about here. It's like once you get the right people,
Yeah.
you can build yourselves up.
Yeah, once you're like I understand what you're saying. Like you elevate, like you take inspiration, and you at the same time you inspire. Like I might have like a dumb idea, but then Jason might add something to it that makes it an amazing idea.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So it wouldn't be this if you guys didn't, start out like really feeding off each
Yeah.
other, and then it grows. But I don't know. That's exactly how I got to this point. Is I just took inspiration from like different people along the path
Yeah.
until I formulated my own style, my own vision, because nobody sees the world the same. So,
yeah.
anyways,
Well, yeah, no.
I think that's a good place to take a little break.
Take a little break.
Welcome
You
back.
guys
So-
know, yeah. You guys know our little cue. Could you look into that camera and tell them that we'll be right back?
we'll be right back.
Hey guys, we're just taking this moment to talk about The Woodward, Merrittwood's on-campus publication.
The Woodward is a student-run publication that produces a newsletter once a week.
Their stories range from anywhere from national news to college sports and everything in between.
They have a presence on several social media platforms, including Instagram and Facebook.
They've also gone paperless to save trees.
So you'll have to visit them online at thewoodward.org.
But we're back. But yeah, like I was saying, like I know, like I want a tattoo, and I'm trying to design like a full sleeve. Like I'm not gonna get the whole thing at once, but it's like I'm designing parts right now just so I know the way it goes together. Did you ever try doing that?
I didn't, and let me tell you, tattoos are with you forever, as you already know.
Yeah.
So yours is more well thought out than mine's. Mine's was like all my tattoos are like almost sporadic.
I think his idea would also have to take multiple sessions in a tattoo shop.
No, yeah. I mean, mine are a bunch of little small ones that kind of like go together.
Okay. Yeah, mine's are spare the moment. So they're all reminders. Every time I look at a tattoo on myself, I'm like instantly transported back to like the moment.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Just make sure that's what you want on your body.
Yeah.
Is it the moments aren't that great? I'm assuming then. Or-
They're not. It's not that they're not great moments. I often ask myself why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I really admire people that don't have any tattoos. You know what I mean? Like your original self. And then there's people that have a lot of tattoos, and that's like
Yeah.
really dope too. So tattoos is definitely a preference. You'll never forget who you were at that time once you get those tattoos, like because of that pain. I think the pain like really etches the time into your being, if that makes sense.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. I have no tattoos or anything, but
I mean,
Like-
I don't need them. I just want one.
yeah, that's a really
I
like it's
don't
like a
think any
stamp.
of the crew have any.
No, yeah.
It's like a stamp on your life.
It
That's
really
interesting.
is that pain. Like I'll tell you right now, this throat tattoo, which is the one that most people see and don't see, is like the most painful tattoo that I have, and I'll never forget like a month's worth of what I did before that tattoo and after that tattoo. Like it's just like is just marked in there because you have a healing point, which is it's like almost a month where that tattoo is healing, and so you'll remember your life. I'll tell you that much. You'll remember that time when you got the tattoo. You'll know exactly what you were going through, what was going on, whether it's just for fun or it has a particular meaning. So, but that's my tattoo experience.
Tattoo talk.
Tattoo talk.
On Illus, we got a new segment called Tattoo Talk where we talk about tattoos.
I actually have watched the first 2 seasons of Ink Master, and I wanted to watch the 3rd season at some point.
Dude, that's like crazy how people like sit through like those like big painful tattoos, and sometimes they don't even know what they're getting.
My brother, he's got one of the dopest tattoos like I've seen. Well, I mean I just like it because it's up close. I've seen it up close, and he has like one of those the Samoan tattoos.
Yeah.
And it's like it covers his chest and like his arm.
Yeah.
And some of his back, and that was like 2 days worth of pain.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it really, I'm sure, like the reasons behind it is like you need that pain to like as a reminder, or when you look at your tattoo in the mirror, you're gonna like it's gonna transport you. You're gonna be like. Phew.
For me, it's like the tattoo I want is something that I thought as an 8-year-old kid was the coolest thing ever, and it's a Dragon Ball tattoo, and it's I grew up watching Dragon Ball, so it's like it's a part of my life, and I take inspiration from Vegeta because he's not the strongest, and like because Goku is like if you guys know Dragon Ball,
I actually went back on watching Dragon Ball, like the original, and it's interesting, like. Kind of to see the insight of Goku.
Yeah, like his like way he was growing.
I never saw it. No,
loser.
I
watched anime.
I watched Pokemon when I was growing up, and that was it.
Yeah.
Nothing
Pokemon's
else.
still an anime.
Yeah, I'm saying that's the only one.
He's the only one
I've watched.
it.
Yeah.
Do you know the Majin symbol on Vegeta when he gets taken over by Babidi?
The M.
Yeah,
on his
the
forehead?
M.
Yeah.
So it was like I always thought of that because that was like, because even while he had the M on, he kind of like fought back against it, and he sacrificed himself for like his family and loved ones. And it's like I love the character of Vegeta because he's the prince, but at the same time Goku's stronger than him, and every other villain that comes by just beats his ass is better than him. So like, I want that M like right there because it's kind of like to be like just fight through the pain no matter what it is.
I mean, watching the show though, like off of that topic, watching the show, like now I understand why Goku could be the strongest, and that's his carefree spirit.
Yeah.
And like and using Vegeta, like that like kind of resistance that he gives keeps him from like really elevating. You know what I mean? But that's an interesting tattoo though.
Yeah, I know a couple of people have it, but like I want it because it's like when you think about Dragon Ball, a lot of people have a Dragon Ball tattoo, or they'll have Goku or the Nimbus Cloud, but not many people have the M that I have personally met. Actually, no one that I've personally met has the M. And like I was like, yo, this would be a cool tattoo, and I searched it up. I'm like, there's a good amount of people that have it. But at the same time, it's like I've never met someone with the M for a Dragon Ball tattoo. They've always had like Goku or the Dragon Ball or Nimbus or Master Roshi's house.
Yeah. So it's like even though other people still have it, it's personal to you.
Yeah.
And it's not like the stereotypical Dragon Ball tattoo.
Yeah.
Or something special to you about it.
And it's like another tattoo I kind of want is like the Wings of Freedom from Attack on Titan.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that either.
So it's like the Wings of Freedom they represent. So Attack on Titan, it's like they're trapped within these walls, and outside these walls are giant humanoid creatures that eat humans.
But are they trapped inside the walls?
You've seen the new season.
Yeah, I'm caught up. Dude.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to go back to season 1. But like when you're growing up, you have 2 options: you join the military, or you be a farmer or a doctor or something like that, right? So a lot of people end up joining the military. They join the cadets, and then from there, after their training, they have 3 things to choose from: the military police, the Survey Corps, or I forgot what the third one, the garrison. Like there's one that like goes around the walls that like keeps the walls like, okay, it's breaking, let's fix it. There's one that just stays in a safe place, like serves the king, and there's one that goes outside, risks their life for freedom. And then their logo is the wings of freedom, and it's like the main character kind of thinks like throughout the whole show he looks at the wings of freedom. He wants to get there at first because he's a kid in episode 1. He's like, I want to get to that. I want to fight for my freedom. I want, like, if you want something, you fight for it. So it's like that's his whole kind of thing, and the wings of freedom kind of have that type of meaning for it.
Yeah.
For me, it's like if you really want something, it's like fight for it. It's like if I'm deadlifting and I can't get that up and I see that, I'm like, no, fight for it.
It's a good meaning behind that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, then you're using those tattoos as like a motivator or and that makes sense, you know, to have something to mark yourself that either motivates you or reminds you of an element of yourself.
Yeah.
I wish that my tattoos kind of did that, but
Well, like art, it's never too late to start.
Yeah.
Oh, you already started, but it's never too late to.
Continue.
yeah, I would know.
continue
I'm
through.
done up with
You're done.
tattoos.
Fair
I'm
enough.
done up. I don't know.
Okay,
I
well-
have my own. I have my own conclusion on tattoos, and yeah, that's
Yeah, no shame in
Yeah.
that. But pivoting from art, let's move to a different type of art, martial arts. I know that you're interested. You don't like that?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Different type of art.
Yeah, martial
arts.
I know
Yeah.
you're interested, or you perform martial arts. So can you tell us a little bit about what form and
I started martial arts when I was a kid, but never really continued on. And so I don't know if any one of you guys watch like the Shaw Brother Kung Fu movies or like the old Jackie Chan movies.
Yeah.
Like that's what we brought up on. 36 Chambers of Shaolin, all of those movies. So you're always like throwing kicks. You're always interested in Kung Fu or martial arts. But now I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, some Muay Thai. But I like Jiu-Jitsu because it helped me discover a lot about myself. And that's what's like great about martial arts is that when you're actually in it, it helps you discover pieces of yourself that you probably wouldn't even know that was there. You know, like fear, like overcoming certain things, perseverance, the ability to accept pain, accept defeat, and to grow from your defeat, which like back to like Vegeta, like he'll get trashed and in his mind is like, you know, that's not the end of me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? That's like that can't be the story. Like, so he continues on. But Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, like I really enjoy. I like it. There's always something new to learn. You don't have to be like the super strongest to like really be good at it. I've seen people like really small beat somebody really big, and I've seen really big people crush really small people. So
Yeah. I mean, I did Taekwondo in high school. I only did it for a year because my instructor ended up moving away. But when I did it, it's like I learned to kind of like think outside my body in a way. Like, it's like if I'm like ever angry at someone, I'm like, wait, I'm going too far.
Mhm.
Or I need to calm down.
I think it's interesting. A lot of like art form, like fighting art forms, martial arts.
Yeah.
They teach you not to necessarily be the aggressor, but how to control your aggression in that sense. Like although you learn how to fight, the point is to not fight. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it teaches you the discipline in doing that.
It's like when I wanted to learn, it was because there was a lot. I went to like a high school. There were fights every day, and it was like you did not know when someone would just wanted to like pick a fight with you just because you exist. So it was like I wanted to like kind of like learn how to defend myself. So whenever we learned something aggressive, I would always fail, and then it was two instructors, like the instructor and like another one of our teachers that had done martial arts in the past. He was like, Rubane, come here, try this. He held a bag and he was like, punch it. Kept on missing. put the bag down. He was like, now punch it. And he was like, you're not afraid to hit. You're afraid to hit someone. He's like, you're afraid to hurt the person behind your punch.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I am. Like, it's something that, like, even, like, yesterday we had a tackling practice at rugby. I couldn't tackle for shit the first time I did it. Like, I kept on failing. It wasn't until, like, the second time I tried, it's like one of the instructors talked to me, like, yo, try to, like, slow it down a bit. Try doing this, and that. Like, break it down in your head. And then we were done. Everyone went once. And then the instructor, the coach that was, like, kind of, like, running that drill, he was like, Rubane, I want to see you at least get one tackle. Try it again. Something just changed in my mind, and I was like, I stepped right in front of the person instead of to their side, which is what I was doing before. Got the first guy down. It was much harder because it was my first proper tackle, but it was just like, I won't hurt the person on the other side if I do it properly.
Mhm.
It's like, even if I get a person down, it's like, yo, are you okay? It's like, and then I continue. I don't know why. It's just like a switch in my brain. It's just like, I don't want to harm. Like,
That makes sense. I mean, everybody that does something aggressive is not generally a violent person or
Even
an
though
aggressor.
violence is funny.
Violence
Well, depends on what kind of violence.
yeah.
Not the real world violence.
No, yeah.
not real world violence. No, I mean I think 95% of people are not like violent. I think they want to be because that gives you a sense of power, but you're not necessarily like, I don't know, I met some violent people. You know what I mean? Like they probably do some real harm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's like the 1% of people, you know what I mean? Like when you're in jiu-jitsu, like people are learning to like inflict pain, but they don't necessarily want to. You know what I mean? It's, what is it? In rugby, it's a necessity to tackle somebody.
Mhm.
It's not something you actually want to do,
Yeah.
but
You got to stop the ball.
yeah, you got to stop the ball. That's necessary. How you go about it is up to you. So you have some violent rugby players like freaking lay you out. You know what I mean? But that's a part of, their game. And then there's like, we'll use like, people always admire a technical fighter. And it's because they have like the direct course to neutralize somebody, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like they do everything like A, B, C. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's just like you're tackling. You don't want to lay somebody out. So what's your specialty is that because you don't want to do that, you take all the necessary actions to make it clean.
Yeah.
And that's like the most like a technical fighter. Like you look at like somebody like Khabib, and they're like,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like his fighting style, but his fighting style is like technical, and it's not the most aggressive. You know what I mean? And that's what people assume a fighter is the most aggressive person.
Yeah.
He just sucks the life out of you.
Yeah, he just grabs you.
He literally holds you and sucks the life out of you and then kills you.
Yeah, like, but he doesn't. But the thing is, like, once he grabs you, like, there's not much you can do. So, he could really destroy you. You know what I mean? Like, if he was the violent person, he could really like do a lot of damage before he actually like stopped you, and he doesn't. The only time you've like seen him do that is when somebody provoked him to that point. You know what I mean?
The Connor fight. But like you could see it against when he fought Justin Gaethje, the last fight of his career. Like he could have killed Gaethje way on. He could have kept going, but he literally choked him out, put him to sleep, laid him right there.
That goes back to what you're saying. Like, people that don't necessarily want to.
Yeah.
Or don't necessarily need to. You know what I mean? It's the path to it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's people that like they don't really have compassion, or maybe they're lacking empathy or something like that. Then those are the ones like you see like they're sloppy. Sometimes they'll get it done. They'll get a knockout, or they'll get like a submission or whatever. But the path to the submission is very sloppy, it's sometimes overly aggressive because they think that's the means to the end. And then there's those people that are technical, that have control over themselves, that are like, they become more like in tuned, or they're able to hone in on the steps to get to the end. You know what I mean? Which is like, I believe is the majority of the path, is the steps to getting to the end. And some people just want to go straight to the end. So they'll like overcommit. They'll do like really sloppy stuff. You're like, man, he could have won. He could have won that fight, or he could have got that tackle, but you know, he wanted to knock the person out, so he misses them by like every now and then he'll get that off. Every now and then, like you'll see somebody lay somebody out, but like who's like the best tacklers, like the best defensive players, you'll see that they're the most technical, and you'll probably find out that they're generally the nicest person. You know what I mean? But they just so happen to be in the environment that requires violence.
Yeah.
They're just doing their
That actually
job.
reminds me of the movie The Blind Side, which is a movie about Michael Oher, who plays for the Carolina Panthers. And he's one of the best defensive players in football I've ever seen.
But they're nice guys.
Yeah.
Just doing their jobs.
Just nice guys in a violent environment. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
It's like kind of like that thing that a lot of people say. It's like, you know, some of the calmest people went through the most violence to be that calm. It's like you're at constant war with yourself, and then once you finally achieve that peace, you're just calm.
sounds about sounds about right. Sounds about right. Seriously, like, but I don't have nothing else to say after that.
All right.
I mean,
is that a time to wrap up then?
I mean, that might
Yeah.
be a time for
that's
wrap
that's a
up.
good
like
good
after
closing
that,
point.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, we want to do our outro.
Well, no, thank you for coming on. That was honestly, that was an interesting way where we took the episode, and I really liked it. So thank you for coming on. Is there anything you want to shout out?
I don't really want to shout out nothing. I really appreciate you guys having me. I was not nervous. I've never done a podcast, obviously,
Yeah.
but I really like the setup, and you know what I mean, you guys are really cool. Jason's a cool dude. Rubine, I just met you, so
Yeah.
it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you,
And
man.
the cast. Or are you guys considered
The
the
crew.
crew?
It depends on
Yeah.
the it really depends on the episode.
Depends on
They
the
come
episode.
in, they go, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, though. We appreciate you being
No,
here.
yeah.
For-
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me, and I hope you guys have more success with the show. You guys keep going. I mean, the easiest thing to do is to stop.
Yeah.
We're not doing that anytime
No,
soon.
we're not doing that anytime soon because we have a lot of stuff planned for you guys. Illustrize. Once Illustrize starts coming out, you guys are gonna see how much work we've already put into it. We're, I think, a month ahead of just uploading, and the amount of production we have done is just crazy, and we're just trying to level up each and every single episode. We really hope you guys enjoy that. We really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Check out the merch and the link in the description. Check out the Instagram, the TikTok. We're at 100 subscribers, guys.
Oh, yeah. This is
Yeah.
We've been at this episode by the time it comes out.
But
We've
yeah,
been there
by
for a
this
while.
episode comes out, we might be at 200, maybe 300.
But in the real world, we just hit 100. So.
In the real world, we're at like 104.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, I almost did my channel's outro. We always strive for a better tomorrow, and as today's podcast episode kind of like shows, like you got to elevate yourself. You got to surround yourself with the right people and take inspiration and just keep and moving forward.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Better
thank you for
tomorrow.
tuning in, guys.